good morning or good afternoon or good evening, whatever time you find yourself watching this video. Now, this tells you a little bit about the sort of tear I was on with knife purchases and such, because this knife, I had it put aside, and I looked at the date that it was shipped to me, and it was shipped about 4 months ago. So this is the first opportunity I'm having to get to it. And what we have here are a couple of Kershaws. I have quite the Kershaw collection now. So I believe I have 2 Averts, and I think this is the only Turismo I have. We're going to do the Turismo today. Let's take a look-see. What we got here, this Kershaw, as I suspected, made in China. The Turismo is number 5505. Relatively small pocket knife offering from Kershaw. Looks to be aluminum scales. Reversible pocket clip. Interesting back spacer here. Tiny, I'm guessing just from looking at it, this is spring assisted, but a tiny top flipper. Oh yeah, definitely spring assisted. Liner lock. No, sorry, this is a frame lock, not a liner lock. Yeah. Very tight spring. Perfectly centered. Jimping on the spine. See this interesting little honeycomb pattern on the spine. Very slick scales. You know what that's going to mean, but we'll keep going just to do the review. It's a handle. It's a little less than 4 inches on the handle, cutting edge right at 3 inches. So total length on this guy is 6 3/4. Let's weigh it. Comes in at 94 grams and 3.32 ounces. So lightweight, very nice action. Ergos are fine. Jimping would be better because it's a small blade. Jimping would be better if extended to about right here. So if they doubled that jimping, I think it would be better. D2 steel. Chinese made, American designed. It's got that Kershaw active assist. I mean, it's a nice knife. I can see why I got it, but it's this is definitely just a everyday around the house type pocket knife. The D2 steel will be, somewhat difficult to, not difficult, but the D2 steel will be in a way, a challenge to sharpen, but not impossible. You just have to have the right type of stone. It will keep its edge, which is very sharp. You know, sometimes with Kershaw, you get one that's it's got a little toothy edge to it, but it's not a razor. It's got a good feel to it. Balance is fairly neutral, right in the middle. Sharpening choil, essentially. Very secure frame lock design. So my own biggest bugaboo with this is the scale is super slick. It's like I said, it's an attractive knife, but with that scale, it's not something that is going to leave the house. You know, that the blade itself, it's got an interesting shape to it. And again, this is the, where's the box? This is the Kershaw Turismo. And I think that, you know, they call the opening with this speed safe, and then it's patented. And they have another knife that's very similar to this but larger called a collateral. Kershaw has so many different names. But this knife, just a little background, it was designed by Gus Cicchini of GTC Knives. He's a custom knife maker. They call this a tab or an SLT system, spring-loaded tab. So you're able not to have a big top flipper, you know, doesn't take up much real estate. The trade-off, though, is usually those that have larger top flippers, it acts as a little bit of a bottom finger guard. You know, in this knife, you don't have that. It is it's very I guess discreet, if you would. This sort of a drop point, fat belly blade. Interesting. You know, I'm not sure. You're not going to utilize that as sort of a thumb ramp. I mean, you could, but it doesn't. You know, with these spring assisted knives, it just doesn't work for you. You know, so that's, I guess at that point it's just a design element. You know, again, not a bad little knife for home inside the home activities. This is a budget knife. You know, you'll give $20 to $30 for it. It's not going to break the bank. Again, I think these scales are You know, at first I thought they were aluminum, but I think these are steel scales with sort of a DLC coating. This guy's on bearings like a lot of the assisted opening Kershaws are. So what do you guys think? Anybody have one of these? Now Kershaw has so many models, and they're very inexpensive, so they're certainly approachable. But you know, you don't need, obviously you don't need every one of these. I don't know, at this point I probably have 13, 14 different Kershaws. And while I like a majority of them, and I like this knife, but I don't love the scale material. Not the material, but you know, I don't like the smooth, slick finish of the scales. It just doesn't work for me. Other than that, you know, if you like the look and shape of this guy, if you don't mind a smooth scale, it might be for you if you're looking for a little budget pocket knife. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, life is hard. Don't complain.